Welcome back, Merry Marvelites, to another Marvel Spider-Man 2 related video. And this video, I'm gonna discuss what we could possibly see for the upcoming gameplay trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2 that's been recently confirmed to show up at next week's PlayStation Showcase. And yes, I'm aware of that news as well. In case you didn't, in case you're wondering, so basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over uh, Insomniac Games, the developers of Marvel Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna go over the first gameplay trailers that we received for their last three entries, um, which were uh, uh, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, uh, Miles Morales, and Marvel Spider-Man 1. And then I'll get tell you what, and judging by those three gameplay trailers of those three games of theirs that they recently released, I'm gonna discuss what we could see in return for Marvel Spider-Man 2, judging by those ones. Okay, to start off, for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, we got for their first gameplay trailer we received. It was about uh, Ratchet and Clank find some Doug Burlesque guys that are now working for Doctor Nefarious, and they stumble upon Doctor Nefarious, and he has a Dimensionaire, and Ratchet shoots the Dimensionaire for Nefarious can use it on him, and then it sends him away, and then we see Ratchet fighting some more goons, and before Ratchet can get off, after that, before he can get up to Nefarious, he's then sucked into a wormhole, and travels through several dimensions, and then eventually gets to a pirate dimension. So he starts fighting them, and then the explosion happens, and it sends Ratchet and Clank away from each other, going to different universes. And then after that we see Clank going into the universe where Doctor Nefarious is attempting to rule, and then Clank's like, Ratchet, we're too late. Nefarious already won. Ratchet, and then a female Lombax, whose name was not, that we didn't know at the time. She hops out of nowhere besides Clank and says, "Who?" Possibly presuming she's asking about Ratchet, that because since Clank just said his name. And as for Miles Morales, for that first for their for the first gameplay trailer for that game, also by Insomniac, that also made that game as well. We got Miles going to his apartment because he's like, oh man, I'm late for my mom's rally, and then he meets up with his best friend Genki, and then we're introduced. Then we get we're then the camera cuts to the game's director. I can't remember his name, and he tells us he tells us all what we're gonna see in the upcoming in the gameplay trailer, all about the underground, led by their adapted version of the Tinkerer, invading his mom's rally. Then cuts to Miles heading to the Brooklyn Bridge, and we see him fight the underground and their leader, the Tinkerer, and then we see him. Then we see some more quick time events that were seen in Marvel Spider-Man 1 as well, where you have to game until you press a certain button to successfully perform an action like hitting a bad guy, or saving civilians or anything like that. And he goes off, and and this case, it's shown that it's used to save the civilians in that bit, um, and also save the Brooklyn Bridge, which is tearing apart, and save some more civilians, and then cuts off with Miles uh, uh, well, actually, lastly, he attempts to save a bus full of people. He's able to successfully save them all, except for one, nearly, where the person's still in the bus that's falling off the Brooklyn Bridge, and he goes in through the bus to save the person. Then he swings back up, jumping up, jumping onto cars falling off the crumbling Brooklyn Bridge to makes his way back up there, and then cuts to the title card. And now, last but not least, I'm gonna go over Marvel Spider-Man 1's first gameplay trailer that was revealed at E3 2017. Yes, I remember that. Okay. For that, we had Spider-Man investigating a construction site and fighting the inner demons, and who are interrogating a construction worker at the construction site. Spider-Man saves him and then beats them up and subdues him, and then he gets a call from the Kingpin, who is now in prison, and then Spider-Man asks who's the leader of the inner demons? Then Kingpin says, "Continue saving the construction workers, and I'll tell you." And then Spider-Man goes to another area of the construction site. This time outside, like on a platform bridging between one construction site and the other, and then we're introduced to stealth gameplay, which is one of the things the Marvel Spider-Man games are known for, and excuse me, and yeah, he takes out some of the inner demons there using stealth, with stealth gameplay, and then eventually he then we get to more formal combat with even more inner demons after that particular bit, and after that a helicopter drops off a bigger brutalized inner demon. He's a brute, and then we see Spider-Man take him down, and then we get another then Kingpin comes on the phone again, and then Spider-Man says, "Now can you tell me where their leader is at," or something like that, and check the roof. I think he may be up there. And then he goes up to the roof, and he finds that the inner demon's leader is Mr. Negative, otherwise known as Martin Lee, the manager of the feast shelter where his Aunt May works at, and he and another inner demon gets inside the helicopter that gets inside their helicopter to get away. Then Spider-Man goes after them, and while he's going after them, Martin Lee then causes some havoc, getting with the crane for the construction crane of the construction site, and then Spider-Man causes a knockdown, and Spider-Man attempts to save it using his web shooters, and then eventually the hook hits Spider-Man while he's doing that, and he gets knocked off, and then more quick time events follow, and we see where the player has to press certain buttons to stop the crane from falling onto the civilians down on New York City. So yeah, all that happens, and it's all and it's a success as usual. And then he continues pursuing them, and eventually subdues one of the thug that's in there with Martin Lee. But first he performs some more first we see some more quick time events, and no, sorry, that's after. Sorry, okay, I'm not. Don't worry, I'm on the right track. Yeah, and then eventually while Spider-Man is fighting Mr. Negative, the helicopter, the back thing of the helicopter, the tail thing, it comes off, and Spider-Man stops it and stops, and the helicopter starts flying as well, and Spider-Man stops out, all using his web shooters, and when he gets inside the the helicopter, pursue Martin Lee. Martin Lee grabs him, and then and using his, and then he seemingly uses his evil superpowers on that's Mr. Negative, by the way. Yeah, he seemingly um transforms transforms Spider-Man into a negative being, like in the comics. That's what I mean. That's what's left up for the viewer to presume, because then cuts to the title card, and after the title card, interestingly, we get introduced to the character of Miles Morales, who was filming the entire thing as it was happening, and yeah, and that was really cool. Okay, now now this is the part you all been waiting for. I'm gonna discuss what we could possibly, judging by these three trailers that I just uh, told you guys about. I'm gonna discuss what we could possibly see for the upcoming gameplay trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2 at PlayStation Showcase this coming Wednesday. So I believe we could see a gameplay bit of possibly both Spider-Man and Miles Morales in his own Spider-Man suit, probably tackling some of thugs, maybe Craven's goons, or something like that, and get introduced some quick time events that features them trying to save the city, like from destructive features like that, like the crane falling to the city where Spider-Man saves it, like we saw in the gameplay trailer for the original. And we could possibly then maybe it could be where Craven and his goons are possibly hunting down Venom. That'll be interesting. Yeah, that probably what that. So we could probably see a sequence based around that for the gameplay trailer, and then eventually get at the end, Spider-Man Miles catches up to Venom, that were being hunted down by Craven's goons, or whoever, whatever enemies that we'll be seeing in the gameplay trailer, and then probably be them them and Venom going at each other, and then heading towards each other, getting ready to fight, and then the camera cuts to the title card, kind of like you see here, but it says Marvel Spider-Man 2 instead of that's only Marvel Spider-Man, and possibly we after that we could possibly even get another surprising character review that we saw for the gameplay trailer of the original. Maybe like someone along the lines of, I don't know, Gwen Stacy. That would be cool, or I don't know, Betty Brant, or anybody like that. Yeah, that would be neat. Anyways, yeah, that's my thought on what we could possibly be seeing on the upcoming gameplay trailer for this for Spider-Man 2 at PlayStation Showcase next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And I'm sorry you found this video unentertaining. I'm sorry for stuttering so much. I was really nervous while filming this. Sorry, and sorry for coughing too. And I'm I promise, guys, in the future, I'm going to work on becoming a better YouTuber for you guys, so you won't be seeing these poor quality videos like you're seeing now that I use to film from my iPhone. Yeah, I'm filming just my iPhone in case you were wondering. Anyways, but yeah. So stick around. Stay amazing, Spidey fans, and peace out.